Feel like a NASCAR, I can see the time pass. Feel like I'm in high school, fucking me in gym class.
Before Lil Peep dropped tracks like Ben's Truck, White Wine, and Awful Things.
Bother me, tell me awful things.
Before blowing up on SoundCloud and YouTube with millions of plays on his songs, including a whopping 12 million views for his music video Ben's Truck at the time of this recording. Before he hooked up with Bella Thorne, before Pitchfork called him the future of emo, before the young artist tragically passed away on November 15, 2017. Lil Peep grew up a social outcast who despised school and cut class to spend hours on end alone in his room. From there he began listening to punk and rap artists bubbling up on YouTube and SoundCloud. Before long he would be inspired to create his own unique music with a $200 microphone, a MacBook, and GarageBand. With these simple tools, Lil Peep etched out his own unique sound, which would attract fans from all over the world. Lil Peep was well on his way to cracking it into the mainstream, but sadly his depression and drug habits, well, they would continue to plague him throughout his short life. What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Lil Peep, here for you on Before They Were Gone. Now, it was only a month ago when I did his Before They Were Famous, and well, it's just a tragedy to lose someone so young. Now, I've covered a ton of other SoundCloud artists in the past, so definitely check out those videos. Let me know who you want me to document next. Also, feel free to leave your condolences and thoughts for the departed in the comments down below. Lil Peep was born Gustav R. on November 1st, 1996. Although Pitchfork claims that he originally hails from Pennsylvania, Gustav spent the majority of his childhood growing up on the South Shore of Long Island, New York, in what he affectionately called the shittiest fucking suburbs ever. Lil Peep's mother is of Irish and German descent, while his father is of Swedish and German ancestry. His mother teaches first grade. His grandfather is a professor at Harvard, while his father is a professor at Hofstra. Gustav grew up with an older brother and both parents until he was 14 years old. At that point, his father left the family, and after that, well, Peep, he never spoke to him ever again. Despite growing up in a family of teachers, Gustav was never particularly interested in education. His high school had a closed campus, so to cut class, which he did frequently, Gustav hopped on a 20-foot fence and ran from the school's on-duty security guards. On top of hating class, Gustav didn't like his classmates, he told Fader. They were like the stereotypical high schoolers from the movies. It's hard to find people you fuck with.
Yeah, I dropped out.
After Gustav dropped out of his high school but continued his education through a computer course that required only a single essay a week, his mom usually ended up writing them for him. But eventually, he got his diploma. During this time, Lil Peep spent a lot of time alone in his room listening to punk and rap music. He suffered from depression and suicidal thoughts, demons he would continue to battle for the rest of his life. But according to him, the internet and underground rap circuit saved his life. Gustav got into listening to underground acts on SoundCloud and YouTube, which inspired him to try doing it himself. He bought a $200 microphone and started to record directly on his MacBook, the same computer he would use for the rest of his life. And for production, well, he used GarageBand. While he originally created his YouTube account back in 2013, his oldest video still available on his channel is from 2016, and his oldest SoundCloud song dates back to 2015. That year, he was 19 years old, so his earliest self-produced songs have likely been wiped from the internet. As of right now, the oldest available song is Veins, produced by Grief. A few months after posting his first song online, they began to receive thousands of plays. This was the first glimmer of hope for Gustav that he may have a future in music. As for school, that wasn't going so well. He enrolled in an online local community college, but needless to say, it didn't hold his interest. He dropped out after a single semester. The only thing really holding his attention was his budding music career, as he told Pitchfork. School was forced the whole time, now it's apparent that it was never very necessary. To pursue his ambitions, Lil Peep moved out to Los Angeles, hoping to pay his rent with his SoundCloud rap career. He had a dozen roommates in his apartment in Skid Row, but still his music wasn't paying the bills, which forced him to return to Long Island. But before long, he'd be returning to LA, where he would continue to reside until very recently with his girlfriend Layla. In 2015, Lil Peep dropped his first 2 mixtapes, Lil Peep Part 1 and Live Forever, and his extended play Feels. 2016 would see the release of 4 new EPs, Vertigo, California Girls, Teen Romance, and Castles, as well as 2 mixtapes, Cry Baby and his breakthrough project, Hellboy. By this time, he had teamed up with artists Jay Green and Ghostmane to form the Schema Posse Collective. They had begun working together while Peep was still in high school, but in April of 2016, the group disbanded after a public breakup via Twitter. After this falling out, Lil Peep would join Goth Boy Clique with artists like Lil Tracy, Cold Heart Doves, and JP Dream Thug. In 2017, Lil Peep would drop Castles 2 and move to London, England, where he finished work on his debut studio album, Come Over When You're Sober Part 1. The album was dropped that year and features some of his most popular songs like Problems, Awful Things, and Ben's Truck. In August of 2017, Peep came out as bisexual on Twitter. Lil Peep would maintain a close relationship with his mother throughout his life, although she was never able to persuade him to kick his more dangerous habits. Lil Peep used cocaine, Molly, heroin, and Xanax. Even before his recent tragic passing, there were signs that his drug abuse, well, it was getting out of control.
I woke up with these tattoos. It says "Get Cake, Die Young." I woke up with it. I had no idea I had even got it. I was so fucked up.
As far back as February of 2017, he tweeted, "I am a depressed drug addict and I'm nearing my breaking point. Everything I love is disappearing." Still, he remained a productive artist, touring widely to perform for his growing legion of fans. In one of his last Instagram posts, Lil Peep put out a video message to his fans in El Paso, telling them that he would be seeing them that night. In the video, he also mentions the drugs he had just taken.
I took 6 Xanax and I was lit. I'm good. I'm not sick.
Just hours later, on November 15, 2017, Lil Peep passed away. He was just 21 years old. His manager, Chase Ortega, broke the news via Twitter saying, "I've been expecting this call for a year, motherfucker." Numerous other artists paid tribute to Lil Peep via social media. Diplo, he tweeted, "Peep had so much more to do, he was constantly inspiring me." Post Malone directed this message to Peep, writing, "In the short time that I knew you, you were a great friend to me and a great person. Your music changed the world and it'll never be the same. I love you, bud, forever." Bella Thorne addressed Peep's fans saying, "You guys know how talented he was, you guys know how good he was. Well, he was even more fucking great as a person." Sarah Stennett, CEO of First Access Entertainment, which partnered with Peep in early 2016, released a statement about his death which said, "I've spoken to his mother and she asked me to convey that she is very, very proud of him and everything he was able to achieve in his short life. She is truly grateful to the fans and the people who have supported and loved him." As for the rest of the story, well, it lives on in his friends, his family, and in his music, because this is before they were gone. Now, if anyone's watching this video and they're dealing with their own depression or substance abuse issues, there's a lot of help out there. There's a lot of phone lines that you can call. I'll actually leave a link to one down below. My name is Michael McCrudden. Thanks for checking out this video. There are 2 more down below. Subscribe if you haven't, and leave your condolences for Lil Peep and his family. It's kind of nice. It's like an online memorial. It's okay. See ya. Bye.